Is there something, Mayor Duggan, that you all have planned for small businesses to help them get through the winter?
The Detroit Economic Growth Corporation with this Detroit Means Business initiative has been great. And Warren Evans on the Wayne County side has been great. So we've done several $1 million in grants and loans. Of course, the feds did what was a very good program, the Paycheck Protection Program, which got facilitated. We are, I think, this weekend sending out another round of packages of personal protective equipment to the small businesses. And we are looking at can we get another round of support done? We're watching closely with, it's ridiculous what's going on in Washington.
Yes.
Nancy Pelosi and Trump are in agreement about 80% of what they want. Why they can't get to a deal is very aggravating. But a lot of we got private donations on the early business assistance. Lots of people got $5,000 and $7,000 grants, helped to make some rent payments, some utility payments, and the like. But the money for the next round, most of it's going to have to come from that package. But we have a whole team. In fact, we're hiring a full-time director just for the Detroit Means Business program right now to keep reaching out. And I hope those of you who have been engaged with some of those folks have seen the benefits. But we went to too much trouble to get these businesses open. They have them go back to plywood in front of storefronts in our neighborhood districts again. And we're going to do everything we can.
Another question is the city supplying additional PPE? And if so, where? So you talked a little bit about the businesses, but is there additional PPP that the city is providing?
So they just told me yesterday they were. So I'm going to see if I can pull up the website. But I think Detroit Means Business is the website.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can check right now so I don't give you bad information. But the Detroit Means Business, and there it is, DetroitMeansBusiness.org. If you go to the DetroitMeansBusiness.org website, that's run by the DEGC in partnership with a lot of the companies, and it tells you exactly how to get PPE. It tells you how to get loans and grants. It takes you through everything that's available. So all of the different philanthropic groups that have been helping, they've all come together under this Detroit Means Business brand. So you don't have to navigate 8 different locations. Just go to DetroitMeansBusiness.org. And it's all there.
Will the city extend outdoor dining permits, close streets in some areas, and allow for canopies so that people can continue to support local restaurants and coffee shops? And is there funding for outdoor heaters?
So we're looking at that question right now. The answer is we'd love to extend outdoor. Here's your question. If you are outdoors, the canopy itself is fine. But if you drop those sides down and you enclose them, you actually have less air circulation than if you were inside the restaurant. So we're not going to have enclosed tent operations outside. Can you have on warmer days, it won't be December or January, but could we potentially have sometimes into the middle of November? Those are things we're looking at right now. But I think probably people are going to have to move back indoors, follow the 50% guidelines inside, unless they have something unique. If you can withstand the cold, it's okay with me, but we can't have those outdoor tents with the 4 sides enclosed. The air just doesn't circulate.
Mayor Duggan, how do we make sure that businesses who do not have tax incentive subsidies and PPP continue to do business?
The vast majority of businesses in the city don't have tax incentives, but we have been making sure we facilitated the PPP program through the banks. That ultimately went very well. We're going to need another one. It's obvious by now this economy is not going to fully open up at least till March. If you just look, and I come out of the healthcare side, I follow this vaccine development, and it's going at record speed. But it looks like the vaccine that's going to be selected, you're going to have 2 injections 30 days apart. And so they've got to make it, they've got to get it out, they're going to give it to the healthcare workers first. I realistically think we're looking at March before we're really feeling safe. And so there's going to have to be a second round of PPP. There has to be. And that's why I'm so angry at the delay in Washington,
Mhm.
because this is something that the Republicans and Democrats agree on, and yet they won't vote. And so we're gonna continue through the philanthropic efforts to give people grants and loans. But as fast as Congress ultimately acts, and I hope they still do make a deal this week, we will get the money out to our businesses.
Can the outdoor city projects continue in construction during the pandemic?
Absolutely.
Okay, and it's specifically related to the Joe Louis Greenway and the West Riverfront Park, Hart Plaza, and 375 neighborhood development. So you think that will absolutely continue?
It will. So Dr. Rob Dunn, who is a huge factor in why we have the lowest infection rate, we opened up construction almost right away. And in all of our construction sites, whether it's the buildings that are being built, like the FCA plant and the train station, or whether it's the riverfront projects and the Greenway, they all have the same protocols. When you show up for work, you are asked a series of questions. Had your temperature taken. You've got PPE requirements if you're there. Now, if you're by yourself in an area, you can do it without the mask. If you're close to other workers, you're wearing the mask. And I am not aware of any spread of COVID on any of the construction sites. So, in fact, if you drive around the city today, and I just did a presentation of the rating agencies. We got a great result 2 weeks ago from Moody's and Standard & Poor's.
Mhm.
There is more construction going on in the city of Detroit today than there's been in 50 years. I mean, go look at the Hudson site, go look at the construction that the Illiches are doing along Woodward. It's one project after another, housing projects across the city, the jails going up, and we just not had an issue. So Joe Louis Greenway is near and dear to my heart, and we're pushing forward on it.
You can find more at onedetroitpbs.org or subscribe to our social media channels and sign up for our One Detroit newsletter.